really looks good in the open floor. What a pass in the center right little ring. Second. That's a terrific job by AB, freshman
Thanks
on
for
freshman.
tuning in to another episode of Sports by Jared.
For them
Like
every
the
night
video,
this
hit the
season.
like and subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you can get updates on new videos. I want to talk to you guys about Anthony Edwards. He's recently had great sponsorship from LeBron James, DWade. DWade came out and said Anthony Edwards looked like he's going to be better than DWade was. That's a very lofty statement, but if you look back at DWade's freshman season, Anthony Edwards could easily be as good or possibly better. It's still going to take a lot of work. His freshman season playing at Georgia wasn't too inspiring. He didn't really affect winning, but if you're looking at a guy like Marco Fultz, who had like a similar freshman season, he put up big numbers at Washington, but he was still widely recognized as the #1 pick in his class. He's a serviceable NBA player. I think Anthony Edwards has a lot of Markel Fultz in his game before Markel Fultz was injured. If people probably don't remember that before injuries, Markel Fultz was considered to be, one of these generational talents, and he was supposed to be a guy that pushed Philadelphia into championship contention. As you all know now, Markel Fultz didn't pan out. He's still a decent player even after a crazy injury. I think Anthony Edwards has potential to be what Markel Fultz was going to be. Plus, with Anthony Edwards' athleticism, you're looking at a guy who can have DWade-like quickness. He can get hot. He has a decent ability to shoot. Right now, the book on him says that he's not really great on defense, but you can see that he has potential to be good on defense. It's just you can't really count on. You got to really discount prospects freshman season because they're learning the defensive rotations, especially with University of Georgia.
Class is your best friend.
Expecting him to score most of the points, he wasn't able to rely on defense or focusing on defense like he should. I wouldn't be surprised in 2 to 3 years if he's an all-defensive player, or at least serviceable enough. On one hand, he has the prototype of the Oladipo, DWade, Marco Fultz, but I also see a little bit of James Harden in his game. Remember, James Harden spent 2 years in college instead of 1, and he was able to develop his jump shot a little bit more. Where Anthony Edwards coming out of his freshman season, his numbers don't look too efficient, but he did score a good amount of points. You really have to discount, the inefficiency of freshmen at the college level because they're getting used to the physicality of the game. College basketball is a lot more physical than the NBA as far as just like zone defenses. You got guys that are strong but have no business being in the NBA, but that's all they're gonna do is be enforcers at the college level. So a lot of times Anthony Edwards is playing against prospects playing against defenses that just wanted to rough him up just so that to get him out of his game because they knew he could give you 30 or 40. One of the most encouraging signs of this year was one of his first games against Michigan State. I think he came out and dropped 30 points, which is pretty much a big deal coming out of high school to be able to play against an experienced team like Michigan State and be able to produce. Recent reports are saying that LaMelo Ball is the guaranteed #1 pick. That's still up in the air. The draft's not until the 18th. I think that Anthony Edwards, even though he might end up being one of the better prospects in this draft, he has a very high ceiling. I think his floor might be Ben Gordon, but he's probably better off going to a team like the Charlotte Bobcats, where he can continue to get shots and play through some mistakes. I'm expecting a rookie season much like R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett was probably a little bit better scorer than Anthony Edwards in his freshman season of college. But obviously, Anthony Edwards has more NBA athleticism than our guy like R.J. Barrett.
Hopefully one day it'll rain there at the 10,000 foot level of Haleakala.
The ability to
you ever
play
ridden your bike up there?
Anthony Edwards was first.
Tough
shot by Small.
I'm putting only Bob Iger for that position.
We all seen what Devontae Graham was able to do last year. Anthony Edwards on the
where do you have him in the draft?
We don't have him anywhere. Mike Schmitz, who is the ESPN NBA draft analyst.
14 points a game right off the gate. He could be an early contender for Rookie of the Year.
And here is
I wouldn't want
Edwards
to see him
flying
go
down
to
the
the
lane
Golden
and
State
laying it in.
Warriors or the
He
Minnesota
missed it, though.
Timberwolves. I feel like if he goes to the Golden State Warriors,
Oh, what a
he's going to
play
get trapped
as Edwards takes it
coming
and
off the
scores,
bench.
and he's
Kind of
fouled.
like a similar situation when the Detroit Pistons had a loaded front court and they drafted Darko Milicic. Darko Milicic wasn't able to
and missed the
develop
putback
at
try.
all.
And here comes Snipping it to himself, and here he goes in transition. Takes it all away.
Two or three picks and not be able to play him right away. So I think
has
if you're,
one.
unless you're
Okay.
trading
Here's
him
Anthony
number one or
Edwards.
two pick, there's no
Double
way
team him.
Anthony
Come and
Edwards
double
goes to
team
Golden
him
State
right here.
or
Edwards with
Minnesota.
4.
And
Edwards with
Minnesota,
2. Lets it
he's
fly
a
for
bad
the
fit
win.
just because next to D'Angelo Russell, I don't see him getting the touches he needs. I think Beasley, who's already there at the 2 guard, already has more, is kind of a similar build, similar type player, but already a better shooter, which can take into Anthony Edwards' minutes, or it can mess up team chemistry because you have a team ready to make the playoffs with more talented players or more NBA-ready players already on the team. Playing Anthony Edwards probably goes against that, and especially with them having their first-round pick next year already off the books. They can't afford to draft a guy in the top 3 and not be able to play him right away, or not be able to get big-time production. I think if Anthony Edwards falls outside of the top 3, there's a multitude of teams that could use him. I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Edwards falls further than the top 3. I think there's a mix of prospects after the top 3 who have a very wide range. I mean, you can see guys like Obi Toppin, guys like Onyeka, who will all be in contention for the 4th pick and on, and really their rookie seasons will all depend on fit and who drafts them and their player development. But if you're getting Anthony Edwards, you should be excited because the athleticism there, the off the ball game, the on the ball game is there, the handles there. You know, if he's developed properly, he could end up being a James Harden type of player. I wouldn't trade too much for him because I don't think he's going to be that MVP caliber player. But I do think this guy is definitely going to be a multi-time All-Star, and he could still be, a Hall of Famer. But Anthony Edwards being your number 1 guy and leading you to championships is probably not realistic. Going over recent history of draft picks that didn't make, the tournament or didn't have winning records in their college seasons, they never normally end up panning out to being number 1 players in the NBA. Like if a guy is a top player and coming out of college is going to be a top player in the NBA, 9 times out of 10 he's going to be able to get his team to the tournament or at least have a winning record. If you look at Kevin Durant's freshman season at Texas, they made the tournament. He was averaging about 25, 26 points a game. If you look at Derrick Rose, his team was a tournament team. Even a guy like Ben Simmons, whose team didn't make the tournament, they still had a winning record and pulled up some shocking defeats of Kentucky during the middle of the season. If you're looking at, those guys who don't make the tournament or don't have major winning records to be your number 1 player, it's probably not going to happen. College basketball, unlike other pro leagues around overseas and stuff like that, you're not gonna not make the tournament or have a winning record and then come in and be the number 1 guy. That's just pure point blank. Because if you look at guys with losing records coming out of college, you got guys like Paul George, who he's probably like one of the best case scenarios of a guy who had a losing record coming out of college and then was able to become an NBA star. Yet and still, you know, he's definitely not a number one option, even though he was cast as that when he was playing for the Indiana Pacers. So I wouldn't put too much load on Anthony Edwards. I would make sure that, you know, he's destined for number 2 option, and I would definitely, you know, make sure that I get a surrounding talent around him, because expecting him to be the number 1 for too long is going to be very disappointing for your team if you're looking to win championships. Thanks for tuning in to Sports by Jared. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.